Preparing for live stream. Come on. Any second now. Hello. Coochie coochie coo. Come on. Gotta do something here. Yeah, now we're live. I look like a red-nosed reindeer. And now, oops. And now we're live. Hi, I'm Brenda Jean Power. Don't. No, this one said it was live. Okay. I have to wait until they really are telling the truth. There we go. We're almost there. Hi, I'm Brenda Jean Power Medicine Woman. And this is Medicine Woman Solution, the show. So, Spirit is always wanting to teach, wanting to do things, wanting to help us grow in any way, in any form that's possible. So I got ready for my 11 o'clock show. It's so funny because it is not 11 o'clock in the morning. It's my 9 o'clock show. Hey, Lee. Is that Lee? Lee? So you'll have to forgive me considering I'm terrible when it comes to when downloading Spirit. It does not communicate properly. So it has been a really long morning. Hello, Betty. I think it's just funny.
Can you pin that, please?
What's that?
Pin the post.
Oh, sure. Why can't you pin?
Oh.
Okay, so here's the usual setup. You want a free read? There's 1 minute. Email us. It's crooked too. It's funny. And you want a 11 minute or 6 minutes, $11. Oh, it has been one heck of a morning.
And you get your name in the hope chest if you pay for a reading.
That is very true, because every reading that we do, every reading you pay for, goes into your name, goes into the hope chest. Amy, you're going to have to send me a hope chest so I can match yours.
Honest to God, I have no idea where my mother found that. She found that years ago.
Darn. Okay, well, anyways, I have changed a couple things in my set. Let's see if we can figure it out. And I've cleaned today, and I've, in the tribal unit, oh my God, Spirit was just pouring out answers all over the place, as well as the academy. And I worked on the, what do you call it, ego. All information about ego. It's very amazing that when you're asleep, you think you know it, or you're like, what is it? And it's not what ego says ego is. Not at all. Hi, Lenore. And so it gets exciting. And we're going to just make sure we tune into the right rooms. It is interesting because the blue energy that left the planet, it took with it, I think, martyr. And if you notice, the people that are dying, the soul is trying to prove a point. The soul, when soul groups start to leave, usually it's not just one, it's a soul group. And so you have many people going at once. And back in the day, it was always about having to show the martyr aspect of it. And, martyr is not always have to be that it has to be a religious thing, but it's certain little things. So that to me is actually quite exciting for a metaphysical aspect, because I'm a metaphysical practitioner. So it's like, making those connections. That's what I like to teach, is to help people to make those connections, to wake up to seeing Spirit the way that I guess Spirit teaches me. And the same for all the other different levels, because when I first woke up, I was just like everybody else. And then when I started to see the mirror, the first thing usually ego wants to do is reject it. Because ego, that's our false self. And we really think, no, we don't want to We don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to. And then when you start to get the first one, and then you start to get the second one, your ego's like, shh, go back to sleep, go back to sleep. By that time, you're waking up and you're like, shut up, ego, I've got this. I know what you're doing. You know, and you end up talking to it as if it's another entity, you know, but it is you, not anything creepy, but it's just the way we communicate language. So just remember that if you want to learn how to move forward and function like I do, see the world through your spiritual self. Hi, Amber. And you allow yourself to move into another direction where you can choose your GPS to be happy, then hang out with me. Find out. I mean, you watch my old shows, you will hear the glossary words, you'll hear how spirit will talk about very specific things, but repetitive so that you get it. And so that the glossary words or the redefining of certain words are very, very important, because when you don't realize how you're talking in ego, and you think you're talking just fine, and then when you find out that you're not, it makes a big difference. In ego, people think, "Oh, she's a bitch. Listen to her. She's a hypocritical bitch. She's you know." But when you begin to awaken on this side, you begin to see the mirror. You begin to see between the mirror, and what happens is you can't really want to. Oh man, I've seen it. I no longer do I need to reject it. And now it's deciding if do you really want that happiness or don't you? And the struggle is hard and real because it's emotions that pull you. And those emotions have words. And let me tell you, you have a thought, you're fine, but then if you go into high beta, those words will just really get strong and get more into the negative, more into the fear, more into the fight, more into the you're the enemy, more into the division, more into the separation, more into the. But if you can catch that, then you can say, shit, I can see that I'm an ego. It has nothing to do about anybody else. Ooh, when we're an ego, boy, we really want it to be somebody else. Because that's the blaming. It's the other side of the equation of cause and effect, which is karma. But you want to keep it balanced. The only way you really are going to be able to keep your karma balanced is to understand how you function as a human. When I began to wake up as an empath, wow, you know, it sucked being a kinesthetic too. Most people don't even realize it. Like I have people that are very visual. They have to have visual aids to really communicate and talk, or they'll say, did you see that? You know, and people are auditory. Do you hear that? There's actually predicates that go along with your sensory system. And we all have them, we all use them, but when we're stressed, they become exacerbated to the point where high beta kicks in and ego kicks in, and you will have a tendency to be more not knowing that you're a program, not knowing that you're doing a strategy or a pattern. Well, I figure, what's that noise? That's my phone. I'm trying to gotta shut myself up. Anyway, when it comes down to wanting to learn who you are, Spirit loves to teach, and we love to teach, and I love to be doing it. And you have an opportunity. People say, well, I can't afford you. Well, we have a memberships. So there's 3 tiers. You can have the gold, which is 36, the bronze, which is 12, and then the silver, which is 24. Each of them, you can see on my page in my cover photo, it shows what you get for each one. Now you get quite a bit more because like you'll get spontaneous videos. I may teach about something that is really good stuff. You get to see my personal life, my birdies and other things like this. you could see when I go and become just human into the raw and the thick of things, how I use healing tools to get me out of it. And you can actually begin to see and feel the difference of my energy field and the fast turnaround time. You get to learn about that. So there's a lot you can get when you join that membership. Hiya. Was it TIANE? Again, I want to say hello to everybody, but I'm really sucky at when in spirit mode. I can't string letters together to words, let alone read. So, if you can hang around, you can get your free reading at the end of the show. And everybody that writes in, oops, that ain't it, that to write in, you will get it answered. And it'll be at the end of the show. So usually the first 30 minutes is about spirit. And then if anybody has any paid readings, then it's that. We may throw in every now and then a free reading, in between there, so we can fill in the gap. Or maybe it's towards the end. So if you really want to learn about it, then you can. Like I said, I have been up all day, which is not a big deal. But yesterday I cut, blanched, and what did I do? I cut, I blanched, and I froze a ton of vegetables. So we can have food. And I found a great, what do you call it? Fruit and vegetable guy. And I says, he goes, well, if you need anything else, let me know. I says, yeah, I need some TP, I need some flour, I need some yeast. I gave him a couple other things on the list. And the next thing you know, he says, well, here's your big bag of flour, unbleached like you asked. And he says, and I got you 48 rolls of toilet paper, and he gave me some yeast. I'm looking, I'm like, if I could hug you, I would be hugging you right now. Because it was like, wow. And then I was so proud because I had manifested. I said, I wonder if I can manifest people to come to my house and just, so I don't have to get out there. I'm an introvert anyway, so it doesn't matter. So to get on the show, one of the things is that you have to have a paid reading. And then we'll have a topic we can talk about. That is what we do. And the first person, we may as well just jump in. I'm all for that. Oh man, it's one of those names. Okami, Towner. Anyway, she's in the room. I'm ready to jump right in, and hopefully you are too. Spirit says I've been talking all day while writing all day. So I'll be right with you. Jasmine, hello. Brenda, hello. Welcome. So here we go. Get on the right thing. And we will have a go at it. Hi, dear. How are you? Can you hear me? Oh, gotta wait until it kicks in. Yes, this is audio's connecting. We're doing good. Can you hear me now? Oh, I'm not hearing her. Let's see. If you're trying to hook up, sometimes it's left on the phone. It could be in the upper left-hand corner that you have to allow audio, or the mute button that's usually down in the lower left. We'll see. So we'll wait a few minutes until we can hear her. And it still says it's connected. It still says connected.
There, now
she's almost there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you too, dear. Please tell me how you say your name.
Okemia.
Oh, I love that. See, I can't see that, but as soon as you said it, I can see it. Okay. I love it. Spirit really likes to mess with my brain, I swear. But yes, how can I help you, my dear?
I just want to see, and just anything, just a lot going on with this COVID-19, and I'm a healthcare worker, so it's just our emotions been all just out of whack. So.
Okay, I'm going to look at you and we will see what's going on. And I accidentally gave you an extra minute, but I don't think you care. There's a lot of petrified energy. Interesting enough, it's not all yours. So if I were to muscle test you right now, I would say, well, Kenya, is that you 100%? And you'd go, I'm here somewhere. But you really get your heart into what you do. And when you do that, you kind of pick up the feelings of others. Not per se where you let your mind run wild, because I notice that you're focusing, like, I got to do this. I see all these. Well, for a nurse, of course, that makes sense that you have all these things.
Yeah.
But the fear, not only of the patients, but the fear that, you can hear your government and you can hear your the people, the whispers, and I feel, oh God, I keep hearing it. Are you exposed to a lot of things like somebody says this is a conspiracy theory, this was a terrorist act? Do you understand?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have got like 40 different views on this, and that doesn't help you, because by the time you get to crash at home or wherever you're staying, where are you staying? Anyways, when you finally get to crash, you're just like, oh my God. And it's like the worst nightmares. You wake up going, geez, I can't stop thinking about it. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't even feel like you're resting. Oh my God.
I was already resting bad before all this, but it's like really now it's like.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so and then do you have different opinions about things, and then all of a sudden people are just criticize your opinions about this whole thing?
I kind of keep things to myself. I just be like, oh well,
because you're like, oh God. And the right factor. Oh my God, you got a ton of those people running around. And that's what keeps you in your attitude. That's what kind of pulls you out of sometimes being petrified. You're like, oh no. Oh, you're like face palming it around people. You're trying not to. You're like, oh my God, I can't touch my face. So that's kind of interesting. All right, so you've learned how to have to control. Oh, okay, my coughing, I'm picking it up. You have to control your habits. So sometimes you're very conscious of how I cleared my throat, or I have a tickle in my throat, and it's like, so you become very, very, you've been depressing a lot of, or repressing a lot of your bodily function because you're afraid, or others are afraid, that if you show any signs, like for me, I have asthma. So if I'm in public.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay. That's why I wondered, but I didn't feel like you had. Do you have bronchial, or is it just the throat? Where do you have it?
It's bronchial.
Bronchial, okay.
It's like later in life, people's like, I think you have asthma. Like that, I was like, I think you have asthma. I said, at this age, it was like, you probably always had it, just didn't know it.
That's what they told me too, and I was like, oh my God, seriously. But yeah, so. I don't have it as much anymore, but I know the symptoms. I know all of that stuff, and it does. It makes you feel. It increases it more, like when you have to go to the grocery store or be around people, and you have become very conscious of, oh my God, I don't want to look like, oh my God, she's out and about, she's trying to kill people. Mm-hmm. At least that's the theory I'm hearing running around in your head. So yes, now. You're going to actually be fine. You seem to have a really good immune system. Excellent.
Yay. I've been working on it.
Yeah, you're thinking to yourself, shit, I got asthma, I got this. I don't think I do. But you know what? Are you more of a plant-based eater?
No, look, I need to be. I've been eating a lot of junk food. That's what my dad, I said.
All right. Well, what about this, though? You're not eating a lot of meat.
I eat a lot of meat.
Eat a lot of meat. Well, that's interesting because.
But in my mind, I was thinking about getting on a plant-based diet. I'm like,
oh, maybe that's it. Because usually when people are meat eaters, I will see cloudy in their blood, and plant-based eaters will be more clear.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I said
this week. It's weird because this week I said, I'm going to drink more water. And I said, I'm going to detox just eating fruits and vegetables. I said, I was going to try to start. I was supposed to start yesterday, but I hadn't yet.
Well, I think your mindset's in the right direction, to tell you the truth. And you must have increased the liquid. But because usually when anybody eats like heavy meat, it's, like I said, it's very cloudy that I see. You fooled me. That's good. Keep your mindset going. Yes. Your mindset is that it's not that I'm not going to get that. You're like, nope, I got a strong one, you know, and I feel like you're fully aware that your beliefs have a lot to do whether you're going to get sick or not.
Yeah.
Now, you also know that stress does, and that's what concerns you from what I can hear.
Yeah.
Okay. And they said a habit they want you to pay attention to is that you pick up other people's energies. I don't know how to express this enough. Like, right now, because we've talked, you become more aware of that you're there, but you have 3 particular people that you can't seem to get out of your space. Now, I'm going to give you a clue. When you start to pick up other people, you'll actually begin to think about them, and you won't even realize that you're thinking about them. If you become mindful that you're thinking about them, you can actually say, okay, that's them. This is me. You can say your name 3 times, and your body will start to say, oh, yeah, that's right. This is me. Your immune system starts picking up everybody else. You actually can take on the personalities of other people. So be careful. And I feel, see, what makes you a great nurse is because you have this big heart. And you like to laugh a lot, don't you? Because there's a lot of comedians.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that helps your thymus. Laughter helps your thymus. I will tell you that. Oh, just ignore that. I'm going to give you another minute or so. You're fun to talk to. Okay, so as I'm looking at this, you're going to need to, there's some free healing tools. The Celtic Weave healing tool is just how when you make big figure eights, I'll show you, if you know how to go to my website, you can look under healing tools, you'll see where it says Celtic Weave. What it does is actually start to energetically push people out of your system, okay, out of your aura. So your immune system isn't picking up their thoughts and picking up their energies. If you do connecting heaven and earth, especially before you go to work, you can really start to kick out those energies even more. The hookup is where you grab your belly button and your forehead and you push and you lift up and you hold it there and breathe so that it starts creating this egg around you so that when people are having negative thoughts, they just don't creep in. I wish I could muscle test you because see what happens is that when the aura is down, you can feel paranoid and you can feel vulnerable. And if that's down, then you'll actually pick up people that will be sending out negative things. Now, if they don't send it to you, you still can pick it up. And that's not good.
Yeah.
So because you're around people that have not just stress, but a great amount of fear, you really need to put some armor on. And I would really suggest that you do so. Now, I see you being very healthy. I see that you know, it's not that you're going to be complacent. I know you know that, hey, I'm a nurse, I'm doing this, you got this. But it's fighting off all those other fears that are not yours that you have to be very careful about. Because right there with the voice, because you've heard how the link is when, oh, this is what happens with asthma. That, oh, they have to be extra careful, which is true. We do. But at the same time, you don't have to be in that fearful state. Okay. Because there's a part of you that knows when you focus, there's nothing that's going to get past you. I don't know. I don't think you are an emergency nurse. Are you an emergency nurse?
No, I'm just a regular floor nurse.
Okay, but you still know how to get into gear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I see a lot of times is like when you hear people talking, you just put your mind right into that space and you focus. And that's actually been very helpful for you because you kind of like been pushing everybody's energies off of you at that point. But it's when you're being fun and you're like, well, let's just take a breath and not be in fear every 2 seconds. That's when all of a sudden your ego wants to say, hey, you touched your face. And you're like, oh my God. or somebody else has been deep in thought, and your mind's over there. Oh my God, what are they thinking about? I already know what they're thinking about. So again, if you can go to my website, medicinewomansolution.weebly.com, there's free healing tools. You just look under healing tools and look up the Celtic Weave, the Connecting Heaven and Earth. And another one I would add for you would be Wayne Cook, so that you can calm down that the scrambled energies that you seem to pick up from people. I think another one that would be good for you is that, I can't remember what it's called. Crap. If you want it, you can then just make sure you inbox my fan page and I will send it to you. But I can't remember. It's something to do with calming the autonomic nervous system. It has to do with breathing. I just can't remember what it's called. And when you're breathing in and then you let all the air out and you hold it, you can trip the energy in the autonomic nervous system so that you can go from sympathetic to parasympathetic. And I think you actually hold your breath, and sometimes that actually trips it back. I don't know if you're aware you do that.
I'll hold my breath in, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of doing that already, but it's like when you have to hurry, because I hear you huffing and puffing, which means, you got to run here. You got to go here. So, it's just that I'm seeing, because of your joyful heart and you're expanding that love, you're helping your immune system incredibly. So keep it up, okay? And keep up the good job. You're doing awesome. Because without you, so many people would fall apart. I know I've been in situations where if it wasn't for a nurse, I would have fell to pieces. So, good job. It's not a job I want to do. No, so you can have that one all you want. And I love your name. Say it again for me again.
Okemia.
Okemia. Oh, I promise I will do my best to remember that. But anyways, it's beautiful. All right, you take care, and I'll talk to you. Thank you so much for investing in yourself.
Well, bye.
Bye. Oh, that was wonderful.
Oh my, she's fun.
She is. I love her energy. Oh, so yeah, she's keeping it together pretty well.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. Again, I don't know how. What is going on? I'm trying to get it into. Oh, okay. I thought I was doing it wrong. Okay, so there. I got it back again. Now, what's that?
The cat's laying on the table by me, and I have the iPad on. She just swiped the comments off. She took her little paw and swiped the comments off.
Mom, you didn't need that. Well, look at that. We had Alicia. Hello, Alicia Justice. Hello, Ashley. Look at all these pretty names. I love this. Elizabeth Hill. So I'm glad to have you here. And it's late night for me, and I'm assuming early for you. So where are you guys from? I'm just very curious so just let me know.
So far, I only have one email.
Okay, well, give that email to me. I'm in that state. And it's not that I'm dragging ass. It's just the energy is so different tonight. It's good and it's weird and it's just weird. All right, who is it?
It's Crystal Allen.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Brenda. So I was wondering if you can check my chakras, please.
Okay. The one you're working on right now is the 7th chakra. Pretty much all of us are. And they said that as you're opening and clearing that out, your root chakra, you keep getting faced with choosing survival and fear. And this one seems to be a little bit tricky because of your memory. Okay. Let me just look at something now. Yeah, well, it doesn't help with the universe, with all people right now having a lot of fear. They said this is not just the fear. There has to do with, as your crown opens up, you have an egoic your ego. And this is the stuff that has to do with emotion, and the emotion is feeling unworthy. So some people's belief system about you, it's just their opinion, but there's a lot of other people that would say that it's not true. But you can't get what they said out of your head. So you really need to tap that out, change it in some form, okay? Okay. Oh, South Wales, yes. Vashita, huh? Vashita, he's here. Skill, yes. Anything in particular, or just
Nope.
normal? All right. And that is Elizabeth Gill. About love, and love equals enemy. Interesting. About 4 years old, you had witnessed and watched how love is not really a friend. Love equals enemy. That's interesting. Is that one of those love-hate relationship thingies? Love equals enemy. Because we can have love equals anything. And they says that stability seemed to be the issue and a whole lot of cloudy thinking. And there seems to be a karma thing going on, which in spirituality and the metaphysical ways, are they people asking you to save them? And at one point you did, but now some people just need to let go, because why should they have to live their life? You'll do it for them. And your soul is saying, okay, it's time to let this stuff go, because it's time to return to yourself. Go inward. If that makes any sense. All right, so anybody else?
Ronnie.
Rhonda. Overbearing. All right, they're tattling. So your thoughts have been quite overbearing to you. And it says, I used to be, I'm going to say a good girl, no, a bossy ass person. What age are you talking about? About 4 years old. And because I used to be that, I would get attacked. And was it on the in-breath and the out-breath? Both ways? How many you got here? Two and 6. So is there a main switch that needs to be fixed? On the out-breath. So I can't remember the name of that. There's a hide bone and there's another part of your brain. And what happens is that literally it can get stuck. So when you're breathing in, and then if you had an incident, it would be affecting that. And as you breathe out, that's in points. So you got 2 points. And then there's this delay about breathing in the natural rhythm. And I just have to finish this real quick. They said something about the fact is the broadcast messages that I can't be that. Okay, so that makes sense. So it does affect the breathing, but at the same time, you have to decide as you move into that strong personality and that leader that you're meant to be, if you can let go of some of these old programs about, no, I shouldn't be this, I shouldn't be that, and I can't do this, because you kind of dimming your light and making it so that you don't really, Charlotte, North Carolina. So anyways, you'll figure it out, because we'll see you in the classroom, I'm sure. All right, anybody else? Ooh, UK, yay.
Miss Betty.
What's going on, Betty? Oh, God, I just inhaled a puff of cigar or cigarette or that.
I think it's that.
But they said it's time to understand that, and it has to do with it, a lot of being the it, and you were taught how to make others be it, and you were taught to be the it, and as you learn to open up your heart more, you not sure. Oh, she just got really congested and sneezed. Okay. You're not sure if the next step is safe, because it's like, okay, I want to be happy. I know I am happy. I know I can taste it. I can feel it. I kind of know this. And then you're like, but if I stop having this exterior, this rough exterior, or this way that I treat myself, my personalities, who would I really be? Because that is a really deep question, my dear. That is really a deep question. So much so that they just completely disconnected. Okay, so you're going to be learning more about yourself. That's all I can sum up because I can't remember what I said. They're really good at disconnecting very quickly. That was not surprised. Oh, hey James, how you doing? I like stuck in the pause before jump. Yes. That's actually good because when let me just put it this way. When you tried to be yourself, it didn't work. So you took on all these personality type energies. Like when I think you've heard the story 1,000 times now about how my mother would expect me home at a certain time. And when I couldn't be because it was my job, she could never get it through her head that I couldn't be home on time. And so as soon as I get home, she'd be very angry with me. And I couldn't stand that. I couldn't cope with that. I borrowed her car and I'm living at her house. And so then when I finally decided, okay, I'm just going to be tough and mean and be upset and make a big issue. And then when I come in the door and I acted that way, she's like, oh, okay, diffuse the situation. But it's a very bad habit. I think that's where you're at. Okay, so next email.
Let's see.
Sometimes we have to wait for it to refresh so we can see it. It feels like a very slow morning. I don't know about anybody else, but usually it's hopping.
Yeah, it's a very slow morning. It's raining here in Minnesota.
And it's raining here in South Australia.
Okay,
well,
box. Let's see.
See, Ashley, have you emailed in yet? What about you, Alicia Justice? So it's good. So just know that if you love, hit the love button or you share. Spirit likes to pick people and throw a card out there. So sometimes in your inbox, you will get, what do you call it? You'll get a card, some kind of reading, one card usually. So you got an overcast in Michigan, cloudy in Tennessee. Yeah, so basically, what is this? April. Do y'all still have snow? I mean, because you can't plant. I was from Michigan, so just curious of where that's at. I really do. So there's no more CJ is next. Is that the same?
Yep.
Okay, so one reading per person. That is very important to understand. How did you land in South Australia? Alicia, great question. Okay, so I got married. Well, that's the short version of that. So anyway, I had my business. I'm a teacher. My business is out of my home. I'm loving what I do. And I had a client from Australia, worked with him for a couple years, and then, he dissipated and went off to his life, and like everybody else does. And then I got a path switch. The path switch is when you are intentionally waking up and you listen and communicate with spirit all the time. And the path switch was pointing that I no longer was meant to be in that space. Now I thought I was just traveling. I thought I was just traveling to California because they went near. I could see the energy cord. It had whipped itself out, and I'm like, there's my new path. And you have to wait for the door to come in alignment so you can open it. So during a path switch, you have to learn to close things, let people go, change who you are, develop or study something. And I kept feeling the path switch closer, closer, and the door was opened. And I hear it again, as I'm looking on the globe, California. And then they started laughing. Oh, Hawaii. Adelaide. What the? I don't know anybody in Australia. And the next thing you know, it's like, yes, you do. Oh, I know one bloke. Yeah, I do. And then the next thing you know, he came back into my life because I was having some issues. And the next thing you know, he was there for me. And Spirit said, guess what? I'm like, what? You're going to be married to this guy. No, I'm married already. What are you talking about? It was the strangest energy and the strangest feeling. But I had to wake up to that I was married to a gaslighter and someone that was cruel and somebody that treated me like an it. And I was just one of those things you dust off and put in the closet. And I got really tired of all that. So I'm ready to leave. And I leave him. This is my second time of trying to divorce him. And the first time, of course, you get talked out of it. And the second time, I got talked out of it. And by the third time, like, but I couldn't, no vehicle, no money. It was interesting how it all changed. So the next thing you know, I had to run away from home. And so I had a 3-month reprieve to be here and sort my life out. And after I got here, got to know him, my husband right now, it was like, do I have to go back? I don't want to go back. Can I stay? Can I stay? I didn't have to beg. There was just kismet and it was perfect. It was 6 years later, we're happy, we're married, and yeah, I ain't turning back. I'll go back to visit my kids, but they got a life, and I will go back to the United States and do living room tours where I go to people's houses or wherever their gatherings are and do live tours of whispering opportunities, and kind of like what I'm doing now. And those are fun to do. So I'm ready to do that. Anyway, hopefully that answers your question. And then Amber says, wait a minute, I have been pulled to start live. Ooh, I've been pulled to start lives, but I'm very nervous because you're shy and I don't take criticism very well. If you can give me some insight on that, I'd be grateful. Oh, wow. Okay, what'd you say?
I was just going to read that to you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, they made my eyeballs read it. It's so tiny, but I didn't have to wear glasses. Yes, I'm going to give you some advice, first of all. When spirit guides you, okay, it's just a suggestion. But when you feel the knowing moving through you, through your heart and your mind, you will be so congruent. There is no second guessing. Now, one of the things that I had to learn is that talking and developing my skills. So Spirit has me read, learn, download, have a filing system. The second one was get my camera out and I put my video camera up. You can use your cell phones now. And I just started to talk about topics. And and Spirit says, now look, where you hesitate, notice that you are trying to memorize something. Let it flow. Okay, so then started getting it down pat. And then I had a process where I will just get in a line, and once I'm aligned, I can tell when Spirit is okay, fine, I'm doing. I don't ever have to be nervous. Just know I have something to do. Okay, great. There's no dreading it. If dreading's involved and you're complaining, then don't do it, because your ego is just going to cause you more pain unless that's how you're supposed to heal out of it. When you get into that next stage of that you're ready, okay, you've already practiced talking, you've learned where the information you maybe want. Like for instance, if you're just doing cards, then don't try to memorize them. Just do a card reading and just start throwing it up. Put a mirror in front of you or the camera We'll say, okay, so I'm picking 3 cards, you know, however you choose to do it. And you say, oh, yes, the first one is, and notice that you may be slow or you can't open the book or whatever it is you're doing. That's fine. Those are steps. Do it enough times in front of the mirror and do it in our camera. You'd be surprised that all of a sudden, because you're getting lined up, you will just start to whip it out. And if you're not sure about it, that's fine. Grab the book. Sometimes there's a piece of information. If that's the card reading, if that's what you're planning on doing, or otherwise, there are so many things. You just have to get in alignment to let spirit. Like I know that all my chakras are aligned. I know I'm at the healthiest state right now. And to me, it's like cool. Because I can feel the difference when I start having a physical symptom. I know it's somebody else. And I know where I begin and you end. So hopefully that gives you information. And so I will just pull one card for you, Miss Amber. And la 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 la. So Amber, you know, it's like, am I ready? It says, be assertive. So they're all for it. I mean, my God. And you're already talking to helpful people. So yes, keep doing it. Find the deck that talks to you, because this is like a yes-no deck. I have my angel deck. That sometimes it all depends on who it is. It gives you that inspiration. 1 words. If you want some really deep shit, learn to get other cards. So I have a whole variety. Talking to the dead, to relationships, to past lives. Somebody gave me a brand new deck. Somebody paid it forward. Let me see if I can. I haven't really looked at these. Oh, that's not it. I haven't really played with them yet. But that's not my deck. Oh, I see what's happening. But they're really cool. I got an Isis deck. And then I have a Gods and Titans deck. Hey, Natalie. Oh, funny, she's not here, but she just emailed, or you know how Messengers pops up. So, Thor, you're not taking action. What do you need to take action with, Amber? Because there's something you need to do, something very specific. And if you know, allow yourself to think, oh yeah, I need to take action, it may be just playing around, developing. You're not holding your personal power. Because you're not holding your personal power, you can throw yourself curveballs. But these are things about learning your lesson. If you're aware of it, you don't have to beat yourself up about it. So, look at that sunrise. Sunrises are great.
Brenda, I think that our mail server is having trouble because people are sending me emails and I'm not receiving them.
Oh, darn it. It's mail.com down again. That sucks like peanuts. Okay, so Alicia Justice. Wow, wonderful. Oh, that sounds like where I am in my path, minus marriage change and Q, full body goosebumps. Yeah, see, that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that when they path switch and what's all involved. And I love teaching people what that is about, like when they're having the private readings, and especially when that comes up. So for Alicia, what's that say? It says, it's in reverse. It says Serpent of Fire. This is where I'm actually going to have to look it up. And I'm going to have to get some spectacles. Oh, I would. Where would I hide them? You know, and I had my sweater here. I pulled them out of my pocket. I'm asking Spirit, what the heck did you do with it? Because I had it. I honestly had it. And they said, you don't need it. I really? Oh, I don't need that. No, I didn't do that. One of the first lessons this card offers you is to recognition of your power. Okay, that confirms it again, woman. I don't have to say any more. I'm going to give you a clue. We're talking about power because we have one person here, Alicia. She has to work on her power. And let me tell you about power. Okay, it's not, oh, it's like I'm going to power and I'm going to have a power this and a power. It's not about government power. It's not about, oh, I got to have the power to win or the power to fight. Oh, they're so crazy. See, here they are, right there. Hid them on me. Okay, power. This is very, very important. All my life, it's like I had given away my power. I helped people. That was the right thing to do. But what happened is that I didn't fit in. I couldn't be me. So I ended up shrinking my energy and giving away my power. I had bad things happen to me and I didn't know how to get those back. I was raped, I molested, but then when I learned how to karate, I started getting my power back. When I learned how to say no, I got my power back. And all of those fears, I started to tap out, work on my energy field. And then, see, my last name was Bates. And then I got married, and his name is Power. And it's so funny, I got my power back. and the power that I needed was the power to be me. The power is, when you have power versus force, and you look up David Hawkins, it's about the frequency, the hertz. If you're in the lower aspect, below love, 500 or below, you're going to have a lot of power versus force, and you're going to feel like forcing, having to do it, or somebody's going to force you. But when you start to hold your higher self, your authentic self, you begin to learn, who am I? What am I? What do I like? What I don't like? You learn the catalog of life. You learn how to look at a kaleidoscope of perspectives. You will move into a direction where all of a sudden it has nothing to do with any of your twangs. Ego will go, oh my God, you have to shrink yourself because those people are mean. Oh my God. And part of the new course that I'm writing is all about ego. Every step of it is ego. What does it look like versus spiritual? What is the judgment versus discernment? What the I ams of the ego? It's a lens and its whole purpose of what it's really meant to do. So when you start to learn, and if you feel a twang, and you feel a pang, start tapping it out. If you're judging yourself, tap it out. Because when you do, your ego gets to shut up. That la, 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 high beta calms down, and your emotions are like, oh yeah, we got this. You get to come back in alignment with spirit. And that, my dear, is how you hold your power. Because the next time bullshit happens or bitch slap happens, you're like, no, I'm taking my power back. This too shall pass. Okay, so.
Okay, I got a list going here, Brenda.
What?
I got a list going.
Okay, hold on. I just want to finish this. Wow, wonderful. Oh my, that sounds like where I'm on my pet. Okay. Rachel says, hi. Hey, Rach. I got tingles when Brenda has read for me. Aw, you're sweet. All right, go ahead.
Okay, Amy Lee is the first one on my list.
Miss Amy Lee. You know, I want to do the jitterbug. You know that song. Boom, boom in my heart. I'm not singing. So, anyways, the jitterbug. And I don't know what that means, except for the fact there's movement, but there's petrifiedness. And it's your willpower. And you have to get up and go. And all of a sudden, it's like, you just got up and left. Where to go? Then what happens to the brain is it's just like, and these are what's called symptoms. And when you have symptoms, it is how you had to cope with something as you're younger. And we don't know that they actually are sabotage, going back into strategy, learning survival modes. You need to begin to wake up. Now, I'm going to tell you one of the unique things of how I started to notice it. It's like when I would try to, I'm getting all excited. I'm going to start writing my dissertation. And I'll, it's flowing. Oh, look at that. And all of a sudden it was like, I'm going to go look that up. I don't know where that is. I know what's going to happen. See, I went from knowing confidence to dread, pain, anything that takes you off the course of joy and love. And as I started to go into it, it's like, and the next thing you know, I'm having excuses, and then I'm away from the computer, and I'm in the kitchen eating, or I'm taking care of something, or I'm looking for something, and 3 hours later, it's like, People call it procrastination, but that's not true. Sometimes it's just a symptom of how you had to cope, handle, and deal with something at the time you were doing something very specific. Okay, so you are learning. You are learning. And that makes a big difference is that if you catch yourself, you can tap it out, you can heal it, you can change your direction. You can actually begin to change your life in an instant when you begin to notice the symptoms. And if you use tools to get rid of it, then you get back on course. You'd be very surprised and very proud of yourself. Well, see, I wondered why the darn thing wasn't moving. I'm like, where are all the comments? There they are. Silly thing.
Yeah, I had that same problem.
Hello, Brittany. Jasmine. Okay, who's next?
Vashti.
Vashti. I have to say I love it. Vashti. Ooh, we also got Cheryl that's up next. She paid. So, Vashti. Ooh. I have lots of good energy. I want to talk funny. That means I have an accent. Well, I have an accent for a lot of people. There's some panic. Not yours. Panic that, oh, wait. I think I'm being overbearing. I hope I'm not that. So I feel like you're thinking and worrying about behavior that you did, and you're like, oh, maybe I. Yeah. And they said you're thinking about it too much. And they said you can really catch yourself and stop it. Because even if you did, you can correct it, you can change it. But you judge yourself. And instead of understanding why you did it, what emotions did this, where did you lose your power, and they really are noticing that towards yourself, you kind of a little bit mean because you that's how you disciplined yourself. And that's not the actually healthy discipline. This is discipline. So you overwhelm yourself about the subject and you contract your energy, then put you in actually a contained stress field. Okay? Start noticing how you're doing it and why you're doing it. What's the subject? Because you actually have a metaphysical reason and your soul is trying to tell you you're doing something very, very specific reason. And if you begin to notice what that is, you can make a big difference. Okay.
Brittany.
Oh, after Brittany. Hey, Brittany. Like I said, somebody's paid. So I will come back to you, Brittany. So just give me a second. I was just noticing that the email must be working again, which is good. Oh, yes. Oh, I love when I can give people hope. We're going to hook you up, girl, because let me tell you, joy is you're hardwired for it. You just forgot. We have to help you return that. Hey, James. Okay, so we need to find Cheryl. What room are you in, dear? Cheryl, where are you? If you're around, Cheryl, let me know where you are. And we can do this particular reading for you. Until I want to make sure she gets her, I want to make sure she participates. So we'll do a 1 minute for Brittany, and then we'll go back. Okay. Ooh, Brittany. What about deserted? What about it? So there was a prideful situation. Somebody's pride got hurt a little bit. And then you feel the action of being deserted. But actually, you're more afraid of being rejected because deserted means they usually will come back. Rejected, oh, there she is. But rejected is this part that you feel there's a failure and it's final and it's actually painful because when that happens, your body automatically wants to go through the grief process but gets stuck on the first part. They're saying that you're like, no, I don't want to be an it again. I don't want to mean something to somebody. And, and so you're worried. Well, what happens is that you're not in alignment with who and where you're supposed to be. Okay. So as you discover yourself more, you're going to line up to what you're supposed to be doing. And how that look? Because you'll stop doing that shit to yourself that causes them to show up that way. So your inner world create your outer world. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing, dear? Yeah, so hopefully it's good ever since we've talked before. What would you like to talk about now, Cheryl? Yeah, just let me know. Oh, where am I touching my face? I don't know. I feel a male present. Yeah, it's just a weird energy. So Ashley, hopefully you wrote in. Okay, Cheryl, I'm just going to begin, dear. You can come on the show if you'd like. Let me know that first. Because if you want to come on, you are more than welcome to. Because you got to have Zoom, and there's our number.
We like when people come play.
I like when people play. I give you more time. Okay, so again, we're giving everybody a free reading. You just have to make sure you email us so we don't forget you. Big family fights happening. No, that's not good. So prayers out to Brittany. That would be fine. And I'm doing well. Good. General, see what my gifts are. Ooh, okay. Okay, we'll do that. One more. Okay. Now, what's interesting is my hearing just amplified. You have to be very careful with this gift because there's a difference between ego and spiritual hearing. Until you develop that filing cabinet of understanding what you're hearing. For instance, a dove represents peace. So it's a metaphysical meaning for symbols and objects that you look at. When I feel energy around my legs, like swamp legs, that means people have been in a pool of resentment, and it may not all be theirs. So if you're stressed, this is my caution, until you can get that filing system and all this, until you can learn, make sure that when you're using your gift that you're not being emotional. If you are, that means you're stressed. And if you are, you're going to go into the wrong direction. What do I mean? You'll go into high beta. High beta, left brain, will try to listen to what spirit says, but do with such a control that it cuts out spirit. And you will hear things that are not there, that is not true. So this is where you can make mountains out of molehill. This is where you can take that information and it can be pretty much spot on, but then you're applying, well, this is what it means, or that's what's going to happen. And it messes up the message when you come along. So make sure that you're in alignment when you start to make sure that you're not stressed. Now, the best way to do that is if you're stressed and you want to hear, I want you to be able to breathe in. And as you breathe out, hold your breath. But here's your clue. So this here, you can actually suck it in. Okay, so you hold that breath and then you let it out. Now, do as long as you can, 10, 15, 20 seconds, whatever. But what's happening is you do that several times, your stress of sympathetic nervous system will help go over into parasympathetic nervous system. When that happens, you're going to become more of a clear channel. And then you just have to start to line yourself up of knowing that your heart and your mind. So you're going to start feeling a little bit of happy and a joy, a peace. And then when you do that, you have to decide when you hear, if you're hearing words. Now, what's funny about me is when I'm hearing something, I will see pictures. Our brain sees with pictures. So if you're visual, the pictures will show up differently in your mind. Whereas hearing will show you a picture of a word that you heard. And sometimes the sound will give you pitch, timbre, tone, a joking, criticism. It'll help you show you moods. And when that happens, you have to decipher what's you and what you're hearing. If you haven't trained yourself, then when you hear certain information, it may come through as a snarky attitude towards you. Okay. Oh yeah, right. Okay. Or you can you can say, wait a minute, I'd like to build a different rapport. And when you do, you'll actually start to hear differently. And if you start to speak it, you can begin to notice that, like for me, they love to play with my voice. They like to play with my, they like to do things. So they're really pointing out to the hearing. They said that that's going to be your strong suit. Oh, it already is. So people call you sonic ears, or if you ever watch MASH, then your radar. But you have to be careful when you are hearing, and when you're dropping your eyes down to the lower left. You are going to be taking what you're hearing, and you're going to do your self-talk with it. If you're doing a self-talk with it, you have to be careful of your programs. If you if you have a negative mental attitude, then that information is going to come through and become more negative. So you will have to decide, if that's the case, then the best thing for you to do is to put feeling with your thoughts or with your hearing, because you can then come into alignment that when you hear a certain word, you will hear how it's defined through an experience of feeling, a sensation. You hesitate because you've heard of bad experiences, and you have had pictures, maybe you watch TV, but you kind of hold your willpower from participating fully, so you can't surrender past the fear. And so because you can't surrender past the fear and get into alignment with love, then what happens is that you will hold yourself back, and you may hear it and then reject it. Oh, I don't know if that's true or not. Okay. Or if you hear it, you may be thinking it has to be outside sound. Like, did you hear that? Okay. But a lot of times it could be inside making that noise, not in your ear, but in picture, in sound, in thoughts. Because that you have to understand, this is how our brain communicates. Okay. Well, that was very in depth. I think it's ears. What do you think, our audience?
I think it's the ears.
I think it's the ears. They did not say many more than that. I mean, they were going to. Okay, the next person, Jackie Patterson. And then after Jackie is Melinda. Oh, maybe Melinda will come play. Anyways, Jackie. Okay, let's see. She says, nice to see you. Just paid. Would like a little guidance from Spirit. What about, sweetheart? And Cheryl, again, you go to the free healing tools, and whatever you can't get past, tap it out, change it out, take your power back. Go play with the healing tools. They will help you develop your abilities. So you want guidance with your child? What do you need guidance with? Okay, Jackie, you talk to me about it. I tried to email you and all this and that. You said you wanted to join the group, but just to let you know, I can't let you in until you pay whatever when you want, and then we can do a sheet to write you up. So while we're waiting for Jackie on that, what else do we have? Looking around. Rach says, oh, she goes, I have a whole lot going on. Whatever comes through. Okay, that sounds good. All right, so Spirit, you know what's going on. Give me the best information for her. Be clear and concise when you're talking. Those are the words that come up. Be clear and concise. And they said sometimes people's energies, especially his, I think you know who the his is. So if you wanted to make sure, the best way to get yourself from, is to take a piece of paper and say clear and concise. And you need to write that particular part of the plan, because you will waver, you'll get influenced, and the energy will come in, and then all of a sudden, and then you're on, and these old programs will kind of self-sabotage you to some degree. They said that if you don't write them down, you will hit this awkward feeling of past experiences, which then grabs your attention, and then you feel bullied by your own stuff. Well, Melanie said that she can gift it. Okay, that's awesome. Weakness. You think that you have, oh, he said, oh, so do you feel like you have a weakness, or that he knows that you have a weakness, or there's like, you know, I know your weakness. I mean, that's a very strong. And it's like, because you know, you become very incompatible, and you have this repulsion that drives you closer to him. Wait, what? Oh, and your reaction. You're repulsed. I better look at this a little bit more. Your reaction, you're repulsed. What do you mean? Here? Here? Oh, you're bulldozed. So are you tanked or just bulldozed? You're bulldozed. Okay, the bulldozed is that without knowing it, sometimes people will bulldoze you with certain key words, and you're not sure. So you're going to have to stand back and go, okay, I'm beginning to see people's patterns. Oh, there's their agenda. This is what the particular outcome they want. Because you've been over here going, this is what I want. I'm going to hold my power. I'm going to do this. And they said you can get an inside track by going in and going, wait, I see what they're doing. And you're like, I'm fully aware of that one, though. Well, look at how you feel that they have the power and control. I'm going to tell you that's how you feel it. Okay? You're like, you can't get yourself out of it. There's all this power. There's all this. You, first of all, you're going to have to make sure, like picking yourself off the floor, healing tool, you can actually learn how to pick off your energy off of them while you're talking to them. You can learn how to put a golden white light in front of you and put a pyramid, a white light pyramid around you. And you say, just keep thinking, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what safety is. When the mirror inside your brain begins to hear and see safety, 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 then all of a sudden it's like safety, safety, safety. Your physical body can start to show you how I come in agreement with you. Now, if you're doing this, okay, you haven't quite developed that next part. But if you can just like, okay, oh my God, but if you just like put your hands on your hip, safety, 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 and then make Wonder Woman, you know, hear that sound, whatever, get your sensory back in. You're like, yeah, safety, 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 safety. Now, Celtic Weave, kick those energies out. Connecting heaven and earth. Get your brain rebalanced. Wayne Cook, I'm going to tell you, you need to do Wayne Cook, because when you have those energies off, and if somebody comes along, they can wipe you out farther, or you're already wiped out and you're trying to come to the table with a wiped out feeling. No, do that, the Wayne Cook. Breathe it, stretch it through, get it intense, okay? Make sure you do the hookup, and because as you're talking and doing that next step of yourself, I don't care who it is, whether it's with your child or with you are taking your whole learning how to hold your power instead of shrink it. You're going to learn to put it and fluff it into your aura. Okay. So be aware that when you start to do that, just like, because it's been shown, and I can't remember what studies, but if you like smile, hands on your hips, your body will start producing the hormone that will actually help you become stronger, happier, more confident, even in the face of crap. Okay, so they're saying become aware of that. You have to learn to value yourself. And they said, once you learn how to value yourself, you'll stop marking yourself down and putting yourself on the discount rack. I know that you want to hang on to something, but here's the thing. If there's a hiccup, let it flow, because you got to realign up. And sometimes you have to let something go to realign up. But trust, because I can feel that energy that says when it comes back around, you will have the brass ring at that time. You may have to let go of what you got, but you will get back. Oh yeah, when grandma's doing, let me tell you, that's probably where we got it from. But it's so true when people can do this. Okay, my prayers are with you, Jackie, and you can do this. You can do this. So we have Melinda, such a wonderful, wonderful woman. Please understand, she's great. She just gifted somebody a reading. So that anybody that's new, that wants a reading, please say yes, please, and your name will go into the jar, and we will go from there. So thank you so much, Melinda. I love when you pay it forward. I love when people do it because that spreads out more love. And there is Go Love um, 20 that is that Dr. Dispenza putting on. And I haven't hooked up to it yet. I just got the video and looked at the download of the meditation. But I highly suggest that we get this love train going. And it is to experience the intention of the entanglement cords. We'll have them already, but if we start to use them properly on the quantum field, then instantaneously, as one feels love, the other one will begin to feel it. And it can be a very powerful thing. And I highly recommend that you jump on here. Look up Dr. Dispenza. Okay, so we have Rach Rod. You got her in that?
I do. In fact, I put her in before she even said yes, please. Because I knew she would.
Okay, but remember, still wait for permission, young lady. Okay. Oh, Melinda, you're welcome. I love doing what Spirit likes. I love it. I really do. Okay, so I'm just double checking. What did Jolene Rickle say? Now, if you're still here, remember you get a chance to win the chance to have that free reading. So if you still want it, you just say yes, please, and we can put your name in. So we're going to collect it a few more times before we go any further. Oh, we love when people send love. Jolene says that she's sending light and love and all that. That is great. So I'm just going to double check to make sure. And then after that, we've got all those. Okay, good. And we'll do a couple more 1 minutes. And then after that, we will, the love train. Yes, I love it because it's not even a domino effect, because when you really are doing the entanglement cord, especially on the quantum aspect of it, it's like instantaneous. It's like it's the mirror. It's really hooking into that mirror. She says, feeling love being sent to me Sunday helped me immensely. Your family, it was just like, just your name alone throws me in the happy space. And then the next thing you know, it's like, when you hear Spirit move, you can really move it a lot. So we're just going to double check to make sure. Anybody had the 1 minute now?
Ashley.
Ashley. Can't remember where I saw her at. Ashley, yes. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Ashley. Ooh. That energy was like, yeah. Erratic energies. So when people have contempt, when they have contempt, they really like to display it, because you're like, oh, and the feeling of it, even when they're just thinking it, seems to be really messing with you. I mean, it makes my snot, it's gross. It makes you feel very bad, and it becomes your identity. So it's like part of you has to make sure you feel bad a certain amount of time. You're a Ranta student. Oh my God, Melinda. Sorry. Go back to giving this reading. Haughtiness. So you have a lot of people that have that negative energy, and your soul's asking you to take a step and in the direction that says that you have to worth loving and valuing yourself, find that inner joy, and connect up. Just say, thank you, Spirit, thank you, Spirit, thank you, Spirit. And you will realign yourself to people that really, really care. Do you understand? That people, and when you do this, you will start to notice that even the people you care have these feelings, which throws you off in the environment. And you're trying to figure out, why is your body acting this way? Why is your mind feeling this way? Spirit will then show you that if you use healing tools to how you react, your body reacts. Your mind may be fine. But if you can begin to use tools, again, get the free healing tools, you can start to change those reactions that are automatic, an automatic pilot, and you can be in a quiet room. And if that's happening, you'll start to become unaffected. Okay? Isn't that nice? Elizabeth Brown's here. Elizabeth Gill. Did we give a reading to Elizabeth Gill already? I think we did.
No, it was supposed to be Buster, but you did Elizabeth instead of Buster.
Oh. Now hold on. Who did I do?
You did. You said I
read Elizabeth, and there was another person named Buster.
Yes, and
okay, so I'll do Buster now.
Hang on, he said something. What do I need to do to go forward in my life?
What do I need to do to go forward in my life? Buster, hold on. There's a deck of cards. There's something very specific. Oh. Well, all right. Let's find that very specific thing here. Oh, don't tell me I don't have it. We have all the decks. Oh. I told you we had it. Yes. To move forward. Now, see, the funny part is immediately I want to say feel something. And in this case, it is understanding your procrastination is not the procrastination that your ego says is true. And so now, as I'm looking, well, what is the procrastination? And it is the action of disapproval. So when you hear disapproval, does it shut you down? Does it move you forward? Because if they are, then that has to do with the motivator keys. And they said that when disapproval happens, you have the safety and the security and stability. The security is like, you become very insecure. And then you have these, you think how other people think. And what happens is then it's like you have contempt, and you can hear that. And then all of a sudden puts you into that symptom of procrastination. Literally just puts you right there. So you should address about disapproval. You take and heal out that by using some, I hope you did a timestamp on this, to using a healing tool. Again, we have a lot of healing tools, okay, that you can do. And so now that was Buster Gill. Okay, timestamp, huh?
Ashley was the next one on my list.
Ashley. That's right. Now we'll do an Ashley. Ashley. Well, I just like normally I can look at all the meridians, and here all of a sudden it's like I'm just lost. I'm lost. I don't feel grounded. I don't feel like I'm on this planet. I feel, it's not that I feel lost in my head. I just feel disconnected towards myself. Everybody says that you're supposed to like yourself, be connected to yourself, but I feel like I'm missing a part of myself. And you should. They're at 1 year old. You have one piece at 1 year old, and they said that towards yourself, you became very discouraged about what you liked. And so you kind of put what you liked on the back burner, and you never picked it back up again. And because of that, you don't feel whole. So if I'm looking, they said that it's the people in your space that actually dictate that you should be like an inferior. So you're supposed to be in this position. And they said, wake up to that. And if you can wake up to that, you pull yourself back. That's awesome. You're a Rhonda student. I can't believe that, Melinda. That's awesome. How long have you been doing it? That's what I'm curious about. Because, oh yeah. Yeah, I love Rhonda. Anyway, who's next?
Jasmine.
Well, I'm singing it. I don't know what the heck it is, but yes, Jasmine. What are you looking at? Sympathy? Sympathy is you're supposed to have. What is it? Sympathy. How do you have sympathy toward yourself? Oh, well, that's a big question. Sympathy toward yourself. That's a big ass question. The first way that when that happens and when you feel cloudy of not knowing what the answer is or not knowing what to do, is that I tell all my students to go and look in the dictionary. And you take that word sympathy. And once you start to read it and maybe go and say, what is sympathy towards self? And you Google it, what happens is that you will move into a very specific spiritual awakening that because of based on your question. And the more you focus on that question and you're aware, the more your answers will come in alignment. And then the more you start to find the answers, you will actually change on a quantum level. Dr. Joe is one of your teachers? Oh my God, I would so love to meet him. Okay, yes, I'm a fan. Oh yes, okay. Oh, I'm just funny. Okay, so the next person is Nicole Marie Simpson for She Is Paid. And then after that, we will get back to the 1 minute reads. So Ames, is Elizabeth Brown on the list? Did you get her email?
Yes, ma'am. And she is also in the drawing for the free 6 minute pay it forward read.
Excellent. Oh my God. Dr. Joe, the moment I read his thick book, it was like I was beyond hooked. The brain, I love brain. I love the brain. And then Ramtha's teachings, and then you go further, and then spirit comes through. You're just floored by that beautiful nature of the frequencies that come pouring in. I've had a lot of other experiences too, but they're, I just love that knowledge that comes through. Nicole, how are you? And we are looking for, who did I say we're looking for? I said it. God. Oh yeah, that's you. So what would you like to talk about? See, Nicole Myers goes by Nicole. Is that correct, Nicole? Anything you love from me, love or help? Yes. Okay. We got this. Yes, we do. Spirit goes, oh, grab the cards. Okay, so let's play. And we are just going to hear a stop in my head. We're going to flip this card. Ooh, we're going to flip this card. Ooh, and then this one. Oh, you're done separating. You're done with retreating. And it's time to put on the power of attraction on. Ooh. So just so you know, it was separation and retreat and reverse. You're done with that. There's a part of you that says that you've done your time. It's time to understand what you're going to attract. And they says, well, what do you mean? Well, her old habit of attracting wasn't on autopilot. What that means is that you would attract people and men and your love life that depleted you. They said those mirror neurons, the way that you picked up that's how relationship equals depletion. And they said, but you're ready to take action now because there's a part of you that says, yeah, I don't know if I find that attractive anymore. You said you didn't want it, but you really have to look at how are you attracted anymore to it. And how you're going to notice that is, how do you want to put it? So you have to, the best thing to do is look at the mirror of what you learned as a child. Were they funny? Were they quirky? Who had that personality that had depletion? And without knowing it, that's part of a signature, which means you'll be out and all of a sudden you're like, oh, and the signature, that part, you'll be attracted to it. And then usually we'll follow along, and then you'll see depletion. So it's how you are attracted without knowing that the depletion is in there. And again, you can copy this, because I've heard you say not. I am not doing that again. And you became very self-conscious of what you are attracting in, that you have dishonored yourself. What do you mean by that? Well, part of you thought it was your identity. It must be my fault. I'm attracting these losers, or I'm attracting this in, or I'm attracting nothing. And, well, yes. Okay, so Nicole, it says, you have really put up another wall about security. You're like, I'm not going there. So you correct yourself. As soon as you start to see certain signature of a person, you will correct yourself, which is good. But at the same time, you've corrected yourself from everybody instead of just the depleted. And you notice that one of the things is that you equaled that was to self-centered people. And they're saying you have to start to define it. Or at least you need to define it. To get the results that you're looking for, one of the key things that people have depleted you with. So let me ask you, do they pout? Do these people actually pout? Look at the history. So the people you've had that depleted you, were they like kind and sweet, and do they play on your sympathy until they get what they want? Do they know how to work you? Do you're afraid that you don't want to be rejected, so you do nice things? You have to begin to now look at your pattern that you do, so that you can build up who you are. Okay. So when, Amy will be back in just a moment, okay? So just so that you know, Nicole, it is, who was I like? What was I like when I was with so-and-so? I'm kind of thinking, what was the relationship? Let's see what the good, and then what happened? Did I give away my power too much? Was I gaslit? You have to really begin to notice some of the patterns, like the fair fighting. I had to really notice that when it came to a fight, it would always, okay, she says they don't appreciate me. And that is the thing. Now let's look a bit further. When they don't appreciate her, and they said it's because you're looking for them to appreciate you, when in fact, so that's a big one. When you were 1 year old, you watched how you picked up that pattern of how people felt. So does anybody, your mom, your dad, family, aunt, anybody feel like that same pattern? And then there's the impending doom feeling that, things is always going to be the same. Nothing's going to change. So if I ask, why is the soul putting out there that they don't appreciate her? And it's because you begin to feel irrelevant. They will put you in a position. So do you get dismissed? What happens when you become irrelevant? And they said you can feel like they'll give you that disgusted thing, and you're like, and so then you're trying to scramble, coming up with different things of how you're going to save the relationship. Your soul wants you to begin to just notice that the defense mechanism you have built into you shuts you down. Nothing's going to change, right? And that's where you need to go in. So if I ask Spirit, what should tackle in order to kind of line up to something better? And they said that you need to look at how self-conscious you are. They're looking at that word dishonor again. I am very much interested in something. Again, when I ask people to look up state of shame or grace, state of shame. So do you shame yourself? So do you shame yourself, Nicole? Don't save a relationship. Yeah, you can show up And when you stay in sync and you learn how to fair fight and you learn how to communicate, like me and my husband, I swear we need to do a show or something, or we need to do classes to show how when you, the more spiritual you become, what it is that that one of the surefire ways that you can actually make a relationship work. And because believe me, we have really enjoyed, but we love each other. We're just happy as hell. Yeah, so just rewatch what I said, kind of pay attention, start tapping it out. If you totally look at that belief 100%, I dare you to tap it out to how you no longer believe it. You can see it, you're like, yeah, okay, but see, it's the emotions. It's going to pull you in and own you. Put up that wall, put up that self-centered, put up the block to the point where you can't have what you want, because you got to constantly be on alert, 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 protect, protect, protect. Okay. And I think that you're probably done with that. And is according to what you said, yeah. I worked really hard for this. You're so lucky. I worked really hard. So what happened was that before me and him ever got together, was that we got talking and everything was going good. And then all of a sudden I said, nope. I said, we can't be together. And I basically disconnected him and said, you have to go heal your shit. I got to go heal mine. You got to go heal yours. If you can't heal it, we'll never be together. And so I've been working diligently. I have all the tools. I know how to do this. And I was done. And I just kept psychic going, you can do this. Heal your shit. Heal your shit. And then he had EFT. He used every day. And he learned how to do vision reality. And as he started doing it, one day I woke up and I just had the tingles and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, he did it. He did it. Oh my God. What does that mean for me? Oh my God. And I went 6 hours. And I said, fine. I will just write him. So I wrote him. Oh, you did it. You changed. You healed it. I didn't know what I was going to say, but that's what I said. You healed it. He goes, yes, I did. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This meeting, and next thing you know, and then it was on his birthday of all things, because that's how much we knew each other, but we didn't know each other, and I had not even thought about when his birthday was. And it was just like, whoa. And then it was like, it's on like Donkey Kong. What we gonna do? And next thing I know, it's like everything's falling into place. It was beautiful. Okay. Happy as hell. That's true. Can. I'm happy like a lark. I'm happy. Yes. Okay. So, who's next on the 1 minute? Not there.
Elizabeth Brown.
Elizabeth Brown, you are next. Okay. Here we go. Elizabeth Brown. Oops. My stomach's really upset. I feel like I got a lot of gas issues. I don't, and then there's this habitual fear. The body, when the body starts percolating and making those things, it has a lot to do with emotions. One of the things that's unresolved is that there is this habitual fear or habitual aspect of having to be defensive, and which then causes you to distrust. So they're saying that take a look at how you were taught. Elizabeth, you got to do the right thing, Elizabeth, and this is the wrong thing. So then you go and you start doing the right thing, and then they're like, no, this is the right thing, that's the wrong thing. And you're like, okay, fine. But the rules keep changing. And you start to notice that the right and wrong for this person is, what time is it? She's going to change it in a minute. And then this person has the right and wrong. And then it can get very confusing, because as you're trying to negotiate through your life, it is, what is the right and wrong? And you learn how to define it with yourself and your higher self, and with, within the means of the law and of understanding, don't take life. That's one of the obvious, because all lives matter, even little ants and little spiders. You just have to get smart and, hopefully you'll spare me one day. Okay. Who's next?
Vicky.
Vicky, Vicky, you're so fine, I want to call you my Vicky. Okay, so we know that that one is. Okay, so that song represents that I do not want to be called an object. And then I take offense to that. And then you're like, you know what? I don't mind feeling a little dirty. What are we joking here? Because they go, but at the same time, you're learning the difference between being defensive and being worth something. And how far do you need to go? How far do you need to stop? And so you're redefining. And they said that you're really working on your second chakra, which is good. And they said, but one of the broadcast messages that you have that comes out from you has to do with an overwhelmed energy. And that puts people in a very defense state because it can get very excessive, especially when your ego is like, well, I gotta talk about this, and then there's an energy that happens. So just to let you know. I know what that is. Okay, what's next? What's next? Who? Oh, sorry, you are somebody. You're very important.
I'm going to see if there's any more emails.
So Elizabeth said, my boss right now is a narcissist. Ew. You know what? Sometimes you have to give notices. I had to quit one job because it was just unbelievable. I asked Spirit, what do I need to heal so I don't get another boss like that? And it was knowing how much my feelings were. And so when I took that feeling and I just started to take and tap that out and change that out, I never got another boss like that again, which was good. So I was happy about that. Okay. You?
Me?
Okay. So your heart state is in a very rapid mannerisms and speech. Do you catch yourself doing that often? Like you really want to talk fast and then all of a sudden mannerisms?
No.
No. So you have to pay attention to when you morph into other people, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that means that you rapidly will change who you are in your mannerisms speech because you don't know what to do with other people's energy when they become overwhelming. Is that true?
That's true.
Bingo, bango. What happens to Amy when that energy's there? She suppresses herself. So you have to become aware of when you suppress yourself. It can be very quiet. It can be very subtle. You can be betraying yourself. But it's very subtle. And your energy is what pulls in. And then you suppress yourself. And this is a very old one. You did it at 5.5. And they said that towards yourself is like, nobody wants to hear you, Amy. That's, I think, what you told yourself. Oh, she's nodding her head. And you kind of came with that conclusion when your dad, did he throw a beer bottle at you or something?
I don't remember it, but it could be.
There was something that maybe it was just his words, but the energy that's coming from his direction because you kind of opened your mouth and was too happy.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of learned how to tiptoe and you learned how to maneuver and become them so that they wouldn't see the happy Amy. Because if you were them, then they can't see you.
Right.
Okay, so that's a habit you're going to have to stop because your head's not going to stop spinning if you don't. You're like, but I don't want to be bullied. So you're like my mother's story. My story, you know, that one when I had to get home at a certain time and my mother's like having to be angry. And so then I took on the habit of being angry and then I couldn't stop that until I had to feel that shit out. Well, that's where you're at.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, mine was easier to let go of. You're unaware. But that's the thing. You have to take off your cloak off for one, and stop becoming a chameleon. I better morph into a thing. Yeah. That's not. And the whole body. Oh my whole body's going nuts. Okay, you know what? I don't need that part. Ooh. Okay.
Sorry.
Jesus, woman. Okay. Woo. Now, just even knowing when somebody's present, your body just wants to go, I'm morphing. I'm doing it right now, so I don't have to be caught off guard. Great. Hallelujah. Oh, my God. What the hell is these voices for? Okay. At least I can make you laugh. Okay, so now we have this. Nobody else is 1 minute there. So we have the free paid-for reading, which we want to say thank you again. Thank you again, Melinda. Thank you. Okay, where's my PayPal link? Elizabeth, right here. It is paypal.me/reading11. So that's the PayPal link right there.
Are we ready to draw or not yet?
Not yet. Hold on. When Nicole says, I obviously am attracted to the wrong type of men. And well, yeah, you just don't know you are. Because you can say, okay, I want tall, dark, and handsome. But if you don't realize it's part of the mannerisms that make you giggle, you feel really connected because it's familiar when you go back to when you were growing up. Even relationships. 11. I'm back talking myself. Mm-hmm. Let's see what advice I got.
Ready to draw or not yet?
Not yet. Hold on. And Nicole says, what's happening? It's on your end. Well, yeah, you just don't know you are. Because you can say, okay, I want tall, dark, and handsome.
There. I accidentally hit the unmute.
I didn't give myself any good advice. Well, hopefully I'm giving you guys some advice. Goodness gracious. Snorting and burping. Let's make her. No. Cancel, Vicky. Yeah, I cancel that order. I don't care how much. Okay. So we're gonna take and shake that jar up, and let's just make sure you're gonna go live. Well, you guys can't see her. All right. She's like, she ain't shaking it. She's going side to side. You know. Okay, and then spirit reaches in. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Why do I have to talk like this?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Elizabeth Brown.
Forget your paying, dear. Because spirit just chose you, Elizabeth. You just won 6 minutes. How is that? No, she even enjoyed that advice. Well, guess what? Now you get to have 6 more. So what you want to talk about, Elizabeth, you have a chance now. Hallelujah. Oh, gosh, I want to go southern. I want to go. Why? I really can't shake this one. Ooh. Oh. Okay, so set my timer. Who's having cookies? Oh my God. Somebody's having oatmeal raisin. It's one of those false things. I thought they were chocolate chip. That's a dirty joke. I feel like oatmeal cookie. I want an oatmeal cookie now. Give me cookie.
I'm eating saltines.
You're eating saltines.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take. Well, I can taste it now, but I wasn't taking it. So, okay, here we go, Elizabeth. I'll look up and see what else you got. Elizabeth.
Guidance, please. I am struggling right now.
Struggling on what? Guidance. I'm struggling right now. Well, Elizabeth, you come on and we can actually start to remove that struggle, especially if it's emotional stuff, because emotional will always cause you to feel like crap, and you can make a significant difference, especially if you were to just hold L1D, put your finger here, okay, and then put your thumb. So thumb, push in, finger here. Yes. Oh, somebody's eating chocolate. Anyway, what you're doing here, okay, you said you're struggling. If you were to hold that, keep your hand there while I'm talking, put on the scale from 0 to 10. Yes, I'm struggling. Keep your hand, don't you dare take that down. Keep it up there. And then I'll give you a reading. And then when we're done, I will ask you if there's an improvement. Your stability factor. They said you've been silently brooding and you feel dishonored. You feel a deep shame, and it's an active memory. The memory was 8 years old and it was something toward yourself, and it was really suspicious feeling of insecure, and it's going to happen again. So the grief of just like, oh, it's making my head spin. But it basically for you, it came when someone scorned you, and you immediately from that point have felt deficient. Is there a trigger that happened? And they said yes. There was some instability that you had, and you rejected something out of your reality. And if you know what I'm talking about, you can quickly type it and then stick your hand back up, okay? Okay, so we have a wishy-washy. Who holds grudges against you? Because you're just like, that's kind of like tripping it as well. And so your immune system, I know, watch your immune system looking for something to happen. And there's this overwhelm. It's like when you go to work and they found something's wrong, but they may write you up. They may something bad's gonna happen. That's just an example. But you have to worry all weekend. And it's like, but that's how somebody controls you. It's like, that's the way they keep you on your toes. And you have to become aware that you don't need to have this habit. And the failure to failure in itself has called a repulsion to want to expand yourself. You're like, no. So every time you go to expand yourself, you have to get pulled back in. My boss is a narcissist. That's right. Duh. I forgot you said that. So anyways, you pull yourself back in. Remember, it's him. Okay? This person, male, female, whatever, that energy, it's them. Consider the source, take back your power, keep your hand on your head, because the whole point is to make you go into the inferior process. Stop feeding it, and by holding your hand on your head, you'll stop feeding it, okay? You'll feel this uncomfortable feeling at this point, and begin to process this out just again. And now that feeling, that low self-esteem feeling that boss put you in, I want you to hold your hand there and feel that low self-esteem, because it'll feel like depression. Just kind of feel it and then stay with it. Keep healing. Keep your hand there. And now it's like my soul is asking me a question. Oh, I want to burp, but I can't. I can't move the energy. Something's stuck. What's stuck? Oh, it just seems hopeless because irrelevant. Okay, keep looking at irrelevance. Keep really noticing the words. It makes me irrelevant. Wait, do I have to keep believing it? Keep your hand there. Keep your hand there. But all you can hear is unfair, unfair, unfair. Okay, just notice how you believe it. 1, 2, 3, just pull it out, switch eyes. I mean, literally, you're like, what? Now I want you to choose an eye to look through and see how unfair it is. Give it a number. And then switch eyes. Look again through the other eye. Look at the unfair. Look if you can get that number. Remove, transcend, let it go. Switch eyes. Look through the other eye. And just keep your hand there while you're working with me. And what's going to happen is that you can feel the spikes of hysterical. It's like, I'm fine. Oh my God. Fine. Because it's like, ooh. It's okay. Remove, transcend, let it go. Keep going back and forth with your eyes. Just allow yourself. Now we're going to take your power back. Start bringing your power back. Disconnecting the cord. Feeling the roots. And then he's got to let it all out. Take the monkey off your back. Kind of feel like the shield going around you. Just keep letting it go. Keep letting it go. Remove, transcend, and let it go. That failure, it's his. It's just take it, unhook, let it go. Let it go. Take your power back. Let it go. You transcend. Let it go. Let it go. And all of a sudden, the auto response that you feel, you're just going to unhook that and say, nope, nope, pull it out. So it's in front of you. Pull it out further. In front of you. Pull it out even further. And it can start to remove. Now, I want you to tell me, did you do the process with me? If not, you can do it by rewatching this. If you did the process with me, what number do you feel like it's gone down at all? This is part of when you're doing it blindly. You don't know exactly if you're doing it or if there's a change. I mean, they're showing me a change, but I don't know if you are registering a change. Energy field is showing, the mirror shows. So just work with me, Elizabeth, and see what happens. Okay, Aimster, while we wait for Elizabeth to chat, we'll see how we're all doing here. And Melinda, your name is now in the Hope Chest box so that you have a chance to win a 15-minute reading with me. So, Nicole said I had to hear that twice. Yes, between chocolate and oatmeal cookies. And huh?
At 2 new emails.
Good. Elizabeth says, say it's gone down from an 8 to a 3 or a 4. So did you really feel it? If you have, keep your hand there and finish it out. And when you feel like it's gone, you go ahead and you let me know, okay? Trust me, you will be happy with yourself when you start to just hear the criticism and kind of imagine you're pulling the criticisms out and put them in the treasure chest, just kind of like doing that out. I've got a lot of free healing tools you can do this with. Just bring it out. But keep your hand there. Push your thumb in. Yeah, and just whatever it is, whatever sensation, whatever it is, if it's in the ears, pull it out and just process and breathe it through. And when you do, you'll notice that, when I say, is it there? You're like, oh, no, or, oh, just a little bit. Finish it off. Okay, you're using your feeling as your guard. Who's the 1 minute?
Shelly.
Shelly. And remember, if you love it, the show, you've shared it, that gives you a chance to, who knows, Spirit might give you a card in your inbox, and then you'll get a nice card for the whatever day. Shelly. Make sure you timestamp. Okay, so Shelly. I want to cough. Too empathy. Every time you expand your energy, you have one vortex that seems to be right here, and it goes way past your aura, and it sucks everything in. And what happens is you become too empathy. And what does it do then? And then you just feel embarrassed because you will actually transform and become another person. And you're like, it can throw you off of where you end and they begin. So you're going to have to imagine this vortex. So just breathe in and imagine it moving and going forward, backwards, whatever, and you're just going to just bring it in. You're going to bring it in at least to your fingertips, okay? Bring it in. You don't want, no, you just bring it in, that's fine. You bring it a little bit further if you want, but it's just a regular vortex that seems to be picking up other people. Okay, next.
It was the same person. 2 emails.
Gotcha. Okay, wonderful. All right, so we're just going to wait a few more minutes. I want to make sure Elizabeth gets it down. So I have another show on Thursday that we're going to do a lot more. Of course, I do a lot more expending of energy when it comes to the healing aspect of it. But you guys are great. You really are. And I appreciate you being here. I see some new faces. That's always good to see. And again, yeah. So we have the membership, the Medicine Woman Solution Tribal Unit. There's 3 levels. It's bronze, silver, and gold. And each level costs $1 you know, $36 to $12, but you get a lot. You get to talk to the interns, you get to talk to me, you get to ask questions. I'm not getting readings, I'm giving you spiritual advice. If you have questions about certain things, you get a team that helps you start to see, what do you call it, how to become a spiritual human, how to wake up, how to find your authentic self, how to have the little tiny clues that really help you learn about discernment and judgment, what ego is and what it isn't. Ooh, she feels better. Still having trouble with headaches and deep breaths. Okay, now, Elizabeth, put your pain in a scale from 0 to 10 for me. Let me see where I put it. Oh, you're right. Okay, so when you have the pain, okay, you're going to balance your right brain. Okay. Yeah, you're having a hard time still swallowing and snot and shit. Okay, so it's like, oh, thank you, Vicki. Okay, so what you're going to do, Elizabeth, is you're going to think, okay? You're going to think right brain, and then you're going to rub right side. See that point there? Right under the thumb? So you think right brain, and then you get in there and you rub that 30 times. Breathe and rub 30 times, okay? And you do that, all right? Rub 30 times. And when you've done with that, ooh, let's see here. Okay, you're going to do another right brain. And you're going to rub the right side. And this one's on the kidney point. So that means you have to go down on the right ankle. And where your big toe is, follow it up behind the bone. It's right there in the middle behind the bone. You're going to rub that another 30 times. And then the right brain will be, and then the left brain. Okay, so then we'll do left brain. Gotcha. We'll wait a few more seconds to find out. And then when she's done, Elizabeth. And when she's done, then you're going to take you and think left brain. And you're going to notice on the opposite end here. So here's your thumb or pinky, and this is the heart point. So you're going to get in there on the left hand, think left brain, and you're going to rub 30 times. Okay, and when you've done that, I want you then to tell me how your pain is. Okay, make sure you do that left. See what happens. And you, how your pain is. Oh, we're going to give a shout out to my friend Joanne. God love her. She has to make an escape plan. And so we're going to send out, just intentionally send out a shock wave of love so that she can ride it. And we're going to ask for joy. We're going to ask for light to bring upon her path so that she can get away. Thank you, Spirit and angels. She says it's almost gone. Okay, so now you're going to go to the large intestine. You're going to rub both sides, but one at a time. So notice how the fingers come together. You'll feel the bone where the two bones meet. Okay, get right in that gully. In there and give it a good 30 times. And after you did that one, you go over here and this one a good 30 times. And then you tell me where the pain is. So Melinda, guess what? Your beautiful gift has helped this woman. You have been a blessing, Melinda. That's what we love. We love when people pay things forward, when some people really don't know they need it or they do need it and they don't know how to get it. You'd be amazed with how we're helping the planet more and more. So you just tell me how that feels. I'm just going to tell Joanne that I love her. just did, okay, I'm going to tell her, just did a prayer online. So many wonderful people sending love and guidance. So Elizabeth, how are you feeling? Because, you know, so what's interesting, Elizabeth, is that you were open to receive, which is great. Some people may not be aware that they shut themselves off, but you have done wonders. So you have to understand the imagination. Okay, so no headache. She feels emotionally better. Breathing still tense, and that's how I'm feeling my throat. And they said using your imagination, and with that and that part of the imagination is they're saying when you look through one eye, tell me which eye you're looking through, and is there a picture of the whole intense thing, what you're looking at? And if so, tell me the number. And so you have to remember, you're looking through just one eye. So cover it up and say everything's looking through one eye. That's how we would do it. And Amy is using the bottle wand and sending it to you or whoever. Okay, now we're taking action. I can feel that there's a release somewhere. Hi, Angela. So, the whole body is now, I'm literally wanting to shrink now. I'm actually feeling, I don't know if you just saw me relax. My whole body, whole my spine. Okay. Oh, Melinda loved her card. She got in the inbox. Good job. Okay. So she's got the right eye, and she's saying it's an 8. Now we're just going to have you listen to me. And listen to me, and we allow yourself to feel it's okay. You got some love and guidance. Ready? Look at that. Look at that. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Now switch eyes. Cover the other eye. Look through your left eye. Tell me the number. Tell me the number. Remember, people, just hit like, love, and share, and maybe you're lucky at getting a card in the box. And then Elizabeth is going to tell me what the number is. Darn delay. Takes forever, but it's okay. So we're gonna just, it's amazing. I can feel relaxing and get deep breath. Yeah, my whole body has changed. My digestion, my back. I mean, whew, it's 5. Now, as you're looking, ready? Stare at it. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. And it swooshes out. Switch eyes, immediately switch eyes. And cover up the other eye and tell me what number you got. And we're going to keep doing this, the recognition, knowing that the imagination, knowing some pictures, notice all this, and we're going to just tell the brain it's okay, we're going to let it go. Keep letting it go. And as you switch eyes, then you measure again. So you can just let me know. I want you to just, you have a choice and a chance to help yourself, knowing that you can get out of this. Now, people can make appointments with me. We can do 2. Wonderful. Just keep doing what I says and just breathe and switch eyes and keep doing it back and forth. You can do it very quick, and then all of a sudden you'll stop and you'll assess and tell me what the number is. You know, Amy, I want some pumpkin pie because your orange shirt. If you could ship me a pumpkin pie, I would be proud of that one.
I don't know how I can do that, Brenda.
No, I know you can't, but
I can do a can of pumpkin.
That's awfully heavy, though. I'd have to eat the whole pie because he doesn't eat pie. He doesn't eat sweets.
He doesn't eat pie?
No, but I would eat the whole damn thing. Okay. 3. Keep going. Switch eyes. You just have to hear my voice. Remove, transcend, and let it go. Hearing the snaps. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. As you hear my voice, one of the things is that then when you do that, you switch eyes and cover up the other eye. Be aware of the fact is if you're stressed in your bathroom, all you have to do is thank you, Spirit, hear my voice, help you to get out of this, and you can do this. You can do this. Even sometimes when I'm stressed, I hear my own voice talk to me and give me directions on how to do it. That's how I know it works. So anyways, just keep going back and forth, and you know, and sometimes people say, well, I don't know if I can let it go. Is it helping you? Okay, don't even save it for a little bit. Is it helping you? And you're like, no, I'm going to let it go, because if you keep it, you get to keep the power. I was married to a man that didn't eat pie. Unnatural. Oh my God. That reminds me of something weird. Now, he'll eat pie if he wants to, but he's very good at disciplining in a very healthy way. You know, God, I want his straight sometimes. So, you know, she's getting it. She's starting to realize I'm holding on to it. No, just kind of imagine like when you're taking a crap where you have to pee it. Feel that release. Imagination, it's helping a lot right now. Keep going. Keep it going. And you be proud of yourself, because it's just like, oh, it's not my will, but it is. Your spiritual will is coming in and helping, because you're learning that you don't have to be your pain and suffering. Okay, you can do this. So anyways, you can finish it out. You can do that. Just we're going to check one more time. If there is no more emails, then if there's anybody in the rooms that want a quick email, then just say so, and we'll finish this up so that I can go to bed. It's 11:11 over here. Somebody else has got gas. Not, huh?
8:41 here.
8:41. The world's got somebody. Okay. Powerful lesson. Good. Yes, she has it now. What? When I tell you, Elizabeth, that you got a witness, because your ego says, "Oh, it never happened." Even if you got proof, you need to write it down. You need to tell other people. You need to remind yourself. Because why, people? Because the glial cells inside your brain will be like a vacuum cleaner. Clean it up, and you'll forget. That's what the glial cells are for. Because if you don't think about it, you don't rehearse it, you don't fire and wire your brain to get it, then you'll forget it. Okay? So you need to get it, and that's the best way to do is you witness it. And what you do then, after you witnessed it, you could tell your brain it can predict better. And the next time you go into that, your brain will go, hey, I know how we did it last time. Go do that. And then your body and your brain start to all work together, people. It's beautiful. You guys are awesome. Okay, since nobody else here wants a reading, and you double check the emails?
Yep, nobody.
Okay. You guys are awesome. Just remember, I am here also on Thursday. And if you can't afford my private readings, understand that's what the membership's for, so that you can get in and start learning about this stuff. And we can really go far in life.
And you get to meet Charlie.
Yes, I have my bird, Charlie, and he's so cute. She said, it's beautiful and you're awesome. Aw, good. We have a reading. We have, how do you say that? It's, Hill Scott, Clara, my brain. Clara, whatever.
Clara, I'm not sure.
You're going to get a reading, my dear. She got in just under the wire. There you go. Lives through others. Is it party? No, it's like I have to live through others. Okay, so this is one of the simple things that people do that don't realize is that when somebody else has that certain power of energy, you live through them because they kind of tell you what they want or what you're doing, and I feel that you got a beautiful soft heart, and you got this grace about you that I can feel. And you can be strong, you can say who it is, but there's some people that you don't realize you're kind of like mesmerized all of a sudden, and you have to live through the way they want life to be. And it's not that somebody had a good time and you're living through them vicariously. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, to step back and notice when you start to do what they want all the time. They're saying that's when you have to start owning your power and learn to love what you love and start to do that too.
I believe you have another paid.
We do. Excellent. Oh, really? Okay, I don't see it yet, which means I'll have to open it up, PayPal itself. And that's what we'll do. So I'll tell you, Spirit goes, well, we didn't get to go on live. Oh, hi, Shelley. Oh, stars. It was a clear night. Where are you from, Shelley? I don't have another one. Because there's, no, I don't have another one because that's Melinda, Nicole, Cheryl.
Amy Lee, how did you send it? Did you send it?
If you could show us a copy of what it is that you paid so we can see where it went. And... Huh?
It said email me a screenshot.
Yeah. And that way we can see if the period is off. Like the other day, someone forgot to send it in. It's 6:45 a.m. here. Ooh, I got to get ready for work. Okay, when you go to work, you can feel your energy starting to leave you. Pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. And you can actually literally put the energy up of no. Don't have to say it out loud. Just kind of start to do the Celtic Weave. Oh, good God, Elizabeth. If you can get to the computer, look for medicinewomansolution.weebly.com. Do the Celtic Weave, the Connecting Heaven and Earth, the Hook Up, and the Wayne Cook, and keep yourself with those energies, and you should be able to hold your power when you're around that person. Okay? Yeah. Ooh, New Zealand. Hi. Now, if you're looking for a reading, before I go, we're trying to figure out something here, whether somebody's paid or not. So, yes, keep safe, definitely. And, we will get through all this together. And that's the beauty of this, is we can build up our immune system, heal our stresses out, learn how to become happier, discovering who we are, understanding that our crown chakra is what's opening. We're learning to let things go that no longer serve us. So, anything yet?
No.
Okay. So I'll wait a few more minutes because of the delay. Yeah, I see nothing here. We'll check it again and refresh. No. Oh, I'll tell you, I found an old Gatorade commercial. It was 2010. Maybe it was before I came over. And that song was just like spot on today. If you want a revolution, you gotta evolve. I can't sing it. That's fine. You don't want to hear that. But the EVOLVE, you gotta evolve. I can hear Spirit say, don't sing it, don't sing it. Just tell them to look up Gatorade Evolve 2010. And I love that. A bouncy upbeat. But it's true. Because when I had to shift, it was that 2010 was when it was like, you gotta evolve, and it was in my face, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? And then that song came on in the commercial in the background. You gotta create a revolution. You gotta evolve. And I said, I gotta do what? And that meant I had to stand up. I had to, like if I thought I had limitation, break that limitation, go beyond, and I can go faster. Nicole says, can you see my nerve or muscle problems for me? I'm sure we could. I'm sure we could. A lot of times what will happen is Spirit will say, look at the nerve, look at the muscle, look at what it means, because there's a message in the body. We look at the metaphysical aspect of it. We look at the emotional aspect that causes that. And then we look at the energy field of like the story of the meridians. Where is it stuck? Do you have to work on like the TCIN points, the SING points work on muscular skeletal issues, and the bladder works on the nervous system. So we could help you in many different ways, leading one to the other, because it is your DNA changes based on an emotional expression. So if you can, if the negative hertz, below 500 hertz, as you know, like let's say 300 or 200 hertz, the emotion of anything negative, it can change the vibration. It changes the expression of it. You can help your body to get out of the morphogenic habit field and reverse itself. Your innate healing can begin to say, wait a minute, I think the brain just told me that there's something you learned. Let's try that. And the innate really wants to go back to the divine blueprint. This is where hypnotherapy works. This is where heavy meditation from Dr. Dispenza. You know, he's got a great story of this woman. She had rods and plates in her neck and everything, and she just basically couldn't walk. And then she did the healing or the meditation that tells you that you're going to be in a pure conscious form. And the beautiful part was that her body, she says, I think went to the blueprint factory, because she literally felt everything move as if the plate had dissolved. I'd be very curious if she gets x-rays. So Melinda Lane says, it's been in my face too. Spirit says, I'm here to bring heaven to earth. Cool that you mentioned that exact thing. Yes, we are learning. You know that heaven and hell are states of mind. And when you begin to metaphysically understand those states of mind and where you go and what are you, if your ego, you're over-identifying with matter, but if you understand a little bit further that you don't have to, and you begin to dissolve those chemical peptides that cause this attachment, then you literally then can start moving the physical body's energy, like in connecting heaven and earth, which will literally allow you to understand that you're figure eight. And so the figure eight energy begins to become more balanced within you. That's why doodling is good. Just making little figure eights on you, big figure eight movements can change you dramatically into participating with your physical form. Okay, and then your meat suit becomes happier. So she wrote back.
No, and I emailed her.
Okay, so I'm hearing Spirit say that it's probably we'll give her another minute just in case there's complications. We'll see what happens. I will double check again, and then, but I'm not seeing nothing. So there's a lot you can do, you know, and I've been on this journey for over 30 some years, and and I'm gonna tell you, Melinda, how long you've been doing Ramtha stuff? Because it wasn't until 2010, 2011. Met this really beautiful woman that has been studying Ramtha, but I had been hooked into looking at Ramtha's information. And when my knowing within myself, especially my Atlantean self, it was like, as soon as I read something, it was like, bam, instant knowing. I mean, it was just like somebody took and initiated me, turned on the switch. It was like, oh, yeah, I was in since 1998. Wow. You know what? That was about the same time. Because my kids one was 2 years old, and was 4. No, 3. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, and it was like, yeah. So did you go to the ranch? Did you do the blue body? I'm sure you did all those things, because if you've been doing it, you probably got to do all that stuff because you said Dr. Joe was your teacher. Oh my God. Is it really just like an intense vibrational energy that you know the presence is there? You can literally feel it. I'm just mesmerized by how there's a difference between people's energy fields and all of that. Okay. I'm assuming that she's not coming back. She hasn't even given us a heads up. So what's going on? So it may not have worked. I'm checking in all of the windows, or the wherever it is. You did? Oh my gosh. Did you advance? Did you feel like you advanced? That's my curiosity. Did you feel yourself open up? Did you feel yourself advance? The triangle thing, my breathing, well, it helps when you're around other people's energies and that are doing the same thing. Whereas I just have a little bit of course. Oh, I bet it was. I bet you could recall that feeling today. And that'd probably actually help you every time you meditate and do little journeys. So that's awesome. Okay, so Linda, thank you so much for the conversation as well as paying it forward. You guys have been wonderful. I will just have to catch you on the flip side and see you Thursday if you're with me. If not, I will see you back here on a Tuesday. Or if you're in the membership, I'll see you in there pretty much every day. Okay, so nothing, we're all good?
We're all good.
Okay. Like I said, one more time, real quick. And nothing. So yeah, that's definitely not good. Okay, so remember, resolve to evolve.
Heal instead of deal.
Feel it to heal it.
You can heal that.
And remember, always, always stay blessed. As always, stay blessed.